Welcome to Shit Talk. Really fucking depressed. Not that that's anything new. It's like, I don't know why I have to say it, you know? It should be like a given. You know, just look at my face and you can tell the state of mind that we're always in. You know what I mean? Like, I hate it when people ask me why. You know? Like, why would you be depressed? What have you got to be sad about? Everything that you're not thinking about, that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, shit, last night I cried for like over an hour about an insect that I couldn't save. It's in the art room somewhere. She was on my leg and then she flew away. I heard her with her like little wings. And I think I passed out on the floor. God, last night was rough, man. Rough. My manager asked me to close today because the people that are supposed to close didn't show up. I'm so fucking lonely. And it is good to like be around people that are like me and they understand, you know, this black hole that I live within. I know that I need to go back to Nashville and do comedy again, but it's just so much easier to live in my head. My hypochondria hasn't been kicking my ass though, which is good. I'm really lucky for that. Like any day that I wake up and I don't immediately have a panic attack over something that I think is happening that probably is not, that's a good day. I feel like common people take that shit for granted. Like just waking up and not having anxiety. Like just freaking out about, you know, regular stuff that people freak out about. As opposed to like, you know, stuff that they just like make up inside their head, they obsess about. It's crazy that you can make stuff happen, you know? Like, I'm trying to like come up with like really awesome self-fulfilling prophecies, not just like ones involving my abandonment. Cause you know, I can make people leave. I am so good at that shit. Boyfriends, friends, parents. God, all I had to do was be bored and my mother's like, fuck you, bitch. I ain't taking care of your ass, you ain't worth it. How else could I interpret that? Oh no, she just gave me life because she's so nice. I wonder if she's still alive. Probably not, she probably committed suicide. Like if we have borderline, we've had borderline for fucking ever. Like one of my first memories was like disassociating in my crib. Like, depersonalizing. You know, it's when like you see yourself in a situation, but it's like you're outside of your own body, like watching it happen to yourself. I saw myself in my crib when I was 2. So I don't see how I could not have been born with this. And I always had the sneaking suspicion that, like, you know, I was extra weird, you know? The misconception about mental illness is that you can get better, or that you can, like, recover. It's not true, though. The best that you can hope for if you have a mental illness is that you can do something positive with it. And by positive, I mean not kill yourself. But, I mean, art is the most positive thing you can do. You'll probably still kill yourself though. Just give you a heads up as to what's gonna happen next. Well, not next, but you know, eventually. So I'm around people all the time that they remind me of myself, and yet they're just gonna live these insignificant, pointless lives where they don't accomplish anything and they just spin in the same fucking cycles. And I feel sorry for people, but then again I don't, because I feel like they do it to themselves, and I feel like you try to tell them, like, hey man, I see what you're doing, I see it. You might try to, like, point it out to them, they just get real defensive, and they complain because they're miserable, or they complain because they're, you know, their life is always the same. Had a really good sponsor in AA who said, you know, if you want to feel something different, you got to do something different. And I do feel differently, you know? Like, anytime that I shoot these videos and I'll watch them later and I'll be like, holy shit, like, you're entertaining, this is interesting shit. Well, it's interesting to me. I'm sure it's interesting to people like me. So I think it'll be super duper interesting to see just how many people are interested in my life. I think that might indicate that they have psychological problems like I do, you know? Because if you relate to me, like, on some level, like, you understand borderline personality. I really don't know that many people who don't have this illness that get it, you know? They just interpret me as, like, really, really negative. And then there are people that have this illness, but they have, like, a different version of it. So, like, they don't understand, like, why I run towards it. You know, like, look at these little shits, you guys, they're so cute. Oh, they're like little pebble shits. Oh my God. Okay. The classic side of this illness is always going to compete with the quiet side of it. I do know that. Because anytime I meet somebody that has this illness, but, like, man, they're usually, like, way more aggressive than I am. Like, they yell or they lash out in some kind of way. Like, I don't do that. The only time I lash out is after I've been pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and even my version of lashing out is pretty minor. Yeah, there's definitely an aura of competition regarding borderline personality. The thing is, though, with quiet borderlines, like, anytime I'm around another quiet borderline, they could be like 1,000 times more talented than I'll ever be, but I'm not jealous of them because I know exactly what they're going through. So it's like if, you know, if they're like a bona fide guitar player, or, you know, they can write the fuck out of a sonnet, or, you know, just express themselves in ways that I can't. I mean, I used to be jealous of that, but I'm not anymore because I have that now. I have that means of self-expression that matters so much to me, you know, so anytime that I meet another quiet borderline that has a way of expressing themselves, like, I'm just in awe, and I'm like, that's wonderful, you know? You totally deserve that. One of my friends, the one that gave me this camera, I'll plug him, Daniel Eaton. He's an amazing artist. I don't want to call him a musician because I feel like calling him a musician is like almost demeaning. Because there are like so many musicians that I'm like so in awe of, but they're fucking artists. Like I don't like people that are just musicians, you know. Like, well, yeah, I like to play guitars. I'm just good at it, you know. I'm just in a band. It's something to do, you know. I like getting my dick sucked. I like getting the good coke, you know. Find a better reason to like do that, you know? Like, and I just think about like people like Annie Clark, for example, like who just can play the fuck out of a guitar, and like it's like she was meant to do that. She was born to play guitar, you know? And I'm sure like it pisses her off to hear shit like that, you know? Like really? Like, you're not doing this to save your own life. You're not doing this to try to help other people. You're not doing this to try to better the world. Fuck you. Go kill yourself. Oh, I just do this because it's fun. I just do something to do on a Tuesday night. I'm at my best when I'm defensive. Like, I think I'm funniest when I feel like the world's out to get me. I feel that way often. My battery's about to die. I should probably go.